Do you know someone who's depressed for absolutely no reason? Like, they've got everything going for them, but they just can't seem to feel happy? What if I told you there was a reason, but they don't realize it? And what about this? I'll give you a situation, real life situation that I've seen. You have two people. These two people have a crush on the same girl. Jose goes up to her, confesses his love to her, and she rejects him and says, "Ew, no."
No, I didn't know that you could do that. Sorry.
The other guy, we'll call him Hose B, goes up to that same chick and she rejects him and she says, "Ew, no." Jose replays that rejection over and over in his mind, spirals into a crippling depression because he was so convinced that this girl was the love of his life. Doesn't get out of bed for days. The days turn into weeks. The weeks turn into months. And he can't take the pain of rejection any longer. So he goes and kills himself.
Oh, no.
Hose B, on the other hand, hurt by the rejection, gets his bro, hits the gym, tells his mom, gets ripped, and lands a 10 a year later. The other girl was like a 6 on a good day. Look, same situation, but two completely different outcomes. Why? I'll tell you why. I created a formula to explain why. By understanding this formula, you can understand where you can improve your mental health and why some people experience depression more than others, even if their lives seem great on the surface.
Seeing all those clothes, it's like, just like a lot to do it.
We're exploring a unique framework that I use as a doctor to understand any mental illness, not just as a single cause, but as a combination of factors that interact within each of us. The formula. Level of depression is equal to vulnerability plus stressors minus resources divided by coping skills. Now, don't worry about having to do math. I'll walk you through this. Let's break it down. First, let's look at vulnerability. Vulnerability consists of three main things: genes, personality, and upbringing. These are things that you can't control, but they play a big role in the susceptibility to depression. In fact, it can be the only reason people feel depressed even when they got everything going for them. Mom and dad can give you the code for depression in your DNA if they have depression too. Early childhood experiences, like a lack of hugging or emotional connection, can also have a lasting impact on brain development and increase the risk of things like depression or borderline personality disorder. Jose had a neglectful mother with depression that ended up overdosing on heroin, compared to Hose B, whose mother was affectionate and gave him hugs and kisses all the time. Next, we have stressors. Listen, what's life without a bit of stress? Stress builds character, but only if you can handle the stress effectively. We can go through some things in life that can make us depressed. They can be from major life events like trauma or loss, health problems, relationship issues, or even burdening responsibilities. Some stress is inevitable in life, but it's important to manage it in healthy ways to prevent it from overwhelming our ability to cope. The next two parts of the equation are what you need to have more of if you want to improve depression. First, resources. This includes money, supportive relationships from family, friends, or even pets, and your ability to access healthcare and medications. Now, money doesn't buy happiness beyond a certain point. If you're miserable and poor, and if I gave you $10 million, you'll be happy for a moment, but then you go back to being miserable and rich. This is because of something called hedonic adaptation, and I'll talk about it in another video. But if you have money to spare, investing in self-care can significantly boost our resilience against depression. In order of importance, first priority should be your health. Second is relationships, and last is money. Loneliness has the same effect on your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It's actually mind-blowing how deadly loneliness can be. So if you don't have people to rely on or to connect with, it's important to have some sort of companionship, and you can find it whether it's online or even a pet. Finally, we have coping skills. The definition of cope in the dictionary is to deal with and attempt to overcome problems and difficulties. You need to be able to handle problems in life in a good way. This is what we target in therapy, giving you different skills to adapt to stressors and vulnerabilities. The better your ability to cope, the better your quality of life. Think about it. How good are you at turning a bad situation into an advantage? Are you harsh on yourself, or do you practice self-compassion? Do you turn to drugs for relief like Jose, or do you exercise like Jose B? Improving your ability to cope is essential for your well-being. All of these things contribute to how bad someone can suffer from any mental illness. Vulnerabilities alone can make someone depressed with no triggers. Build your resources with healthcare, finances, and healthy relationships, or work on your coping skills. I will teach you how to cope. I will teach you how to become the best version of yourself despite whatever it is that you're going through. It takes a lot of hard work and effort. It won't be easy, but it'll be worth it.